Through the Looking Glass, and What Alice Found There by Lewis Carroll is a captivating continuation of Alice's adventures, further exploring the whimsical and surreal world beyond the rabbit hole. Published in 1871, this sequel to Alice's adventures in Wonderland takes readers on a journey through the Looking Glass world, where logic is inverted, and reality is as fantastical as ever. The story begins with Alice sitting in her living room and peering through a large mirror. To her surprise, she finds that she can step through the looking glass and enter another peculiar realm. The Looking Glass world is a reflection of her own, but everything is reversed, creating a topsy-turvy landscape filled with quirky characters and nonsensical happenings. As Alice steps through the looking glass, she discovers a chessboard stretching to the horizon, representing the game of chess. The characters in this world are chess pieces, and Alice becomes a pawn aiming to reach the 8th square to become a queen. The structure of the narrative follows the moves of a chess game, with Alice progressing through the squares and meeting various characters along the way. Carroll plays with the idea of opposites, with characters and events often mirroring or reversing conventional logic. This theme is exemplified by the famous poem Jabberwocky, where language itself is inverted and nonsensical, yet vividly imaginative. One of the central motifs in Through the Looking Glass is the concept of inversion and reflection. The characters Alice encounters in the Looking Glass world include Tweedledum and Tweedledee, Humpty Dumpty, the White Queen, the Red Queen, and the White Knight, each contributing to the whimsy and complexity of the narrative. The poetic and linguistic playfulness that characterized the first book continues in the sequel, with Carroll's mastery of wordplay and puns on full display. Tweedledum and Tweedledee, the rotund twin brothers engaged in a quarrel, recite the poem The Walrus and the Carpenter to Alice. This poem tells the story of a cunning walrus and a gullible carpenter who deceive a group of oysters. The melancholic and moralistic undertones of the poem add a layer of depth to the narrative, inviting readers to contemplate themes of deception and trust. Humpty Dumpty, perched precariously on a wall, engages in a conversation with Alice. The discussion revolves around the arbitrary nature of words and their meanings. Humpty Dumpty famously declares, "When I use a word, it means just what I choose it to mean, neither more nor less." This philosophical dialogue challenges traditional concepts of language and communication. The encounter with the White Queen introduces a dreamlike quality to the story. The White Queen's ability to foresee events in the future, albeit in a nonsensical and disjointed manner, contributes to the theme of time's fluidity in Wonderland. Alice's interactions with these characters add layers of complexity to her journey, as each encounter brings new challenges and insights. As Alice progresses through the Looking Glass world, she experiences a series of bizarre and humorous events. The Red Queen's race, where everyone must run to stay in the same place, exemplifies the absurdity of the Looking Glass world's logic. The constant movement without progress mirrors the challenges of navigating a world where reality is elusive and ever-changing. The White Knight, a bumbling and well-intentioned character, provides a poignant conclusion to Alice's journey. The White Knight's quixotic attempts at chivalry and his eccentric inventions create a sense of both humor and pathos. Through this encounter, Carroll explores themes of heroism, identity, and the inevitability of growing up. The narrative culminates with Alice reaching the 8th square and becoming a queen. However, the resolution takes an unexpected turn as Alice wakes up back on the other side of the looking glass, raising questions about the nature of reality and dreams. The novel closes with Alice reflecting on her experiences and the dualities of the Looking Glass world. Through the Looking Glass, and What Alice Found There stands as a whimsical and thought-provoking sequel that maintains the imaginative brilliance of its predecessor. Lewis Carroll's linguistic playfulness, clever satire, and exploration of inverted logic create a narrative that transcends the boundaries of conventional storytelling. The looking-glass world becomes a canvas for Carroll to challenge linguistic norms, question reality, and invite readers into a realm of delightful absurdity.